So what else you got going on?
Geez, a lot. We're waiting on parts for the 76 Land Cruiser. I
Okay.
got a crap ton of parts for the 37 and the 72 that we're going to get into. And I do want to jump on the 79 CJ5
Oh my
debt
God.
trap. And then that big old black box right there, that's actually the new hood with a 2-inch cal induction that came in. I got some billet hinges. I actually got two sets. CVF Racing makes a set, and I've yet to get those. And online, they looked real nice
Okay.
compared to, and they say that they're more adjustable than some of their competitors. So I want to try them out. I've
Okay.
tried 80 Motorsports. I've tried Ring Brothers. Who else was there? There's another brand I can't remember off the top of my head. And then All American something. There's not a whole lot of people that make that stuff. Billet Specialties, I don't believe makes hinges, but don't hold me that against me if I'm wrong about that. But they make a whole lot of other nice billet stuff. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we want to check out the CD Racing. I got them for both him and the Chevelle that's back there.
Okay.
That's the one that I want to be able to raffle off. So for those of you listening and interested, it's a 72 Chevelle Malibu, but we've turned it into a SS on steroids. I can't even mention what's done. We'll do another video on that. We'll do a walk around and explain everything that's been done and all the other parts. We basically got a truckload of parts from this recently. And so we got a lot to change over, customize, put together, and we're putting a 70 front end on it.
Nice.
And that's going to look nice and complement the 72 rear dual lights. So it'll be one of a kind. I'm sure there's somebody out there that did it before, but I just thought that front end, opposed to a 69, which I like. That's one of my favorite cars, along with the 67 Nova. I decided I wanted to put on a 70 front end. The hood is good from 70 to 72, so we didn't have to mess with that. But I got billet hood hinges, got two different ones, so we can show and check out and compare. What else did we get? We got that motor that looks a lot like him. In fact, remember the one on the 66, the 383?
Yep.
It's all blinged out with balls too. We pulled that out of the Chevelle. And we stuck that in the truck to get a better return. And then I ended up, one thing led to another. I selected a motor, and then like the Camaro and also on this 37, I'm ending up rebuilding the whole thing. Roller cam, aluminum heads, and looking up the lobe center, the duration at 50, stall converter, everything to make these guys perform on the road.
Okay.
Not be stock, be on stock.
Okay.
I got a new bumper. I got right here. Here's the new fenders.
Oh,
The new
nice.
Radcore, I believe. We've got the dash pads.
It's like Christmas up in here.
Oh, beyond Christmas.
Jeez.
I mean, it's like we just robbed the Pentagon. Except it's engine parts, not phony money.
Oh man.
Yeah, counterfeit. Can you imagine if you printed up your own money? You'd have to be in jail for the rest of your life.
I wish I could. I would try. If I could get away with it.
You're sitting around the banksters, no, we need some more money. Hey, Fred, print it up.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But
crazy.
we, on the other hand,
Yeah. Get cooked.
take it easy now. Easy, easy. That's what American citizen is all about now. So and we've got the C10 pickups there, but what I want to focus on is, God willing, is this guy can get up some money.
Can you show us that?
Well, yeah.
Woo.
This is a 66 clone of a Fast Back Mustang Hertz Edition.
Oh.
And this thing came in for a simple paint match. The deckland was wrong. It was not for a fastback. It was for a convertible coupe, which is more flat. So we changed that out. One thing led to another, and so we're going to end up painting the whole car. Then we found the floorboards were shot. How he had a bunch of not butyl, but like a black tar buildup with a bent Texas sign and a shit ton of Bondo. In fact, what we got back from the blaster, we sent this into traditional media blasting, and what was left was this huge, thick-sized pancake of Bondo that they just slapped in there. And it was funny. I asked him, when was the car in Texas? And he's like, funny you should ask. How did you know that? I said, come on, and when next time we see you, we'll let you know. We'll give you our inside secret.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I mean, it just... I guess I've been doing it all wrong all these years.
Yeah.
So we did the entire floorboard, the inner outer rocker panel. The doors, I believe, are new. The quarters are new. The inner fender wells are new. The back trunk, the back panel is all brand new.
This is a new car.
Yeah, and the fenders are new.
Wow.
In fact, I think the doors might be original. I think, now that I recall. The hood's original, but then this piece here that looks monolithic, took a lot of hours to do so. That is like an AB epoxy glue with fiberglass filler, and it's bolted down and ain't going or cracking anywhere. And then a lot of detail and sanding on the opening, and this actually is going to be functional, but because as that air goes in, we have to drill, and we decided that later. The guy that was originally mocking up the car for us forgot to drill some holes, so we're going to have to take this off, carefully drill these holes out with a fine blade, 4 of them, 2 smaller back here, 2 larger ones up here, and then Andy and I are going to have to paint and touch that up, and then wet sand, blend that in, and make sure the metal's sealed. And that was my little deal, bringing the stripes on the inside of the firewall.
Super nice.
Oh yeah, with the billet hinges.
Yeah, that's fire.
And these are, I believe, by Ring Brothers.
That is fire. Those hinges are beautiful.
It's like a satin matte finish. This is under the hood black.
Okay.
So, and then the hood, the doors, everything got jammed. What that means is we paint the inside, the one side, and it's straight up. And then the next day we flip it around and we paint. We just tape off, and then we sand and cut and blend that in, and then polish the top.
Okay.
So this car's been cut. When have you ever seen a Mustang, especially in black, fit like that?
Lines like that.
This thing's Riddler Award winning, but you know, we have the tools and the technology.
Ooh, look at that bay.
All it is a crap load of time and patience, and then some.
Yeah.
Day after day after day after day after material and, you know, shop supply until we put it all together. In fact, he had a lot of rust damage in the frame, not as bad as usual. And so I'd end up stitch welding all this together. And I and my nephew and an old employee, TJ, if you're watching, punk, went back to Alabama. He used to tease. He said, "We're gonna go call our business Calabama." He's from Alabama and I was from California. You know, that place formerly known as the state. So, anyways, I stitch weld all this, and then we installed, lined up, and jigged the. Oh God! Come on, I'm having a brain fart. Come on, Jim. Hey, Roger. In fact, I got to call him and let him know about the show. Rod and Custom. Roger's been in business for like 40 years. He's the man when it comes to Comets, Falcons, and Mustangs. And I believe he even does the Fairlines. Okay. Basically, it's the same platform. The only difference was the coach after you. And that's what manufacturers do. They don't reinvent the whole wheel. So what they'll do is they'll come in and they're designers and design a new coach. And they go, well, we'll just use this original frame and that and this. And it takes somebody with a lot of patience and passion and years to understand and know, unless somebody's got a book out there like Hemmings, to tell you, oh, by the way, these aprons went from 64 and a half to so-and-so, and they were the same on Falcon or Comet. In fact, just to let you know, you see how this is all a panel, that this was rolled and beaded, and this is before we got our own bead machine. And if you come around here, trading with me, you see how that's flush? I mean, after all this work, he wanted to save time and cost, and he didn't want me to run a bead just like the other one here.
Yeah.
But what I did do is I bought another a little section of the apron just to get this.
That's serious.
I had 2 of them so I can incorporate these
Detail.
into the build, the detail, yes. And then this is an original core. We had to pull this out. It was in damage, and then we had to modify it for it's a huge 3-core aluminum radiator for a 67 to 70 Mustang, and I believe it's got dual fans on it. And then I made, boy, that took a lot of time, out of billet aluminum, and to cut them at an angle, I mean by hand at the time, was a lot of money. And then I sent them out to a machinist long before we had our own equipment, and ball milled them on the outside, actually the inside and the outside. So that sets the pitch and mounts the new radiator, and against the black, it's just, you got this polished aluminum, and it looks badass.
Yeah.
And if I want to, I can take it out to our plating company. We're in the process of trying to get our own plating and powder coating machines.
That'd be fire.
Gold, nickel, anodizing. But you can actually clear coat that. It takes away 5% of the sheen. You never have to buff anything.
Nice.
So, like these are polished, and they're not really high polished.
Yeah.
But still,
I like the way they look like that.
just look at that.
Yeah.
Just
I like the
see
way
yourself detailing and polishing that.
Yeah, that.
Bitch.
I like the way it looked the way it is. It's beautiful.
So we started the wiring over here. We've got American Auto Wire. We also use painless. Well, we went with the American Auto Wire on this. They have a nice system that's plug and play. You can see the fuse box up underneath the dash. So we mounted that in.
Nice.
And then all the wires get run wild. And what that means is all your rear goes to the rear, your engine bay goes to your engine bay, the dash, which you see, goes to the dash. They're all color coded. They're marked every like 12 inches. It'll say dome light, whatever. And then each individual component, like you see here, we're going to end up wrapping. And then on the front in the engine bay, that's a thick, high heat jacket. It's non-spliced, so we have to route the wire through. Mm-hmm. And then as the wires come through wild, that's what I mean. So let's say that wire comes out to here. We start cutting and snipping, and then finishing off, capping off all the wires into, say, the rear tail lights.
Okay.
All the way up to the dash, and that's got a Flaming River dash. In fact, you should be in the car. Yep, there it is.
This is gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be bad.
We upgraded on the hinges. I think that's the old set in both of those boxes, and they were smooth. Where
Okay.
this one here
Look at
is
that.
drilled out, and it's just the detail. And then all the components are all brand new. Scott Drake, stainless steel.
Nice.
Everything,
Nice.
even the extensions, taillight extensions, just flawless. Now on here he's got louvers. I was going to, and they don't repop these, at least up until a couple years ago they didn't. I wanted smoked glass, so those were original. I'd have to find them, and they pop so many Mustangs out there that I'm sure they're available. You could get them, but he didn't opt to. He cut corners on that. But I just thought smoke
That would have been tough.
tint against the black would look better, at least in my opinion, than louvers. But
Yeah.
so, and we're not going with the grills, and we're not doing that. We do have a gold decal kit that goes across the bottom that
Okay.
says GT 350.
Okay.
So we'll leave that alone. Sometimes you can put that on and then you just kind of stuff, clean, and prep. Make sure the edges are clean and smooth.
Yeah.
And you go right into clear coat and then cut and buff, and it's in there. Otherwise, like this, I don't want to scratch this. You never want to take your hand and sweep across. But I'm telling you right now, if you were here, you would not feel the tape line. And that's just knowing knowing how to do that and spending the time and the money, the effort, and you get what you put into it.
Yeah.
So, and that's with and all these seams, the doors, all work out.
Oh, they clean.
Right now, there's a door adjustment. This has to come up, and I don't want to force this because it will chip the paint.
Yeah.
Exactly. In fact, yeah, the striker is what we're touching. But when this thing closes, especially black, bam, and it looks like somebody, this should have been taped off, chipped it. But that's not too bad because that can be patched up with either an air gun or, you know, we have an airbrush gun or we have a brush, because when it's on the edge, you can build that up.
Yeah.
And then again, hand sand that, buff that, pretty much up to 8,000 that we carry.
Yeah.
And wipe that out by hand with first your compound and then from there your glaze. And that's it. Or step by step from McGuire's. They've got some stuff, 215, 205. You know, they're different levels. You know, step 1, 2, 3, 4. So I stock all that stuff. McGuire's, Mother's is another brand. 3M. There's some other brands that are nice that we tried. So I wanted to get you know, go through and see what works best and what works well when my guys are doing something. Like, hey Jim, I really like this stuff. I appreciate this. Let's buy more, focus more on this stuff, and let's not get that. So yeah, we put out a little money to, you know, check out and test and see what works best for us. And then the wheels are all custom ordered.
Yeah, them things
This one was
tough.
through Wheel Pros. They have a local facility. They got like something like 100-something facilities all across America. But we got one here in our backyard, and those are all custom made. Those knockoffs look real, but they're not. But they're the Shelby, the wheels, to complement the car. So the wheels also have to match the car. And in addition, what they do is they buy the hoop, and then they weld in the centerpiece, which is what we selected for our design, and that gives us the backspace, our offset, so we can get the tire to fit as if it came from the manufacturer.
Nice.
And these cars generally, that'll never hit, and unless they throw him out of the, you know, he goes over a jump. And I don't think this guy's going to do that.
Crash Bandicoot style.
He's going to probably be hesitant on laying in the throttle, but we've got a nice little 347 stroker, and this thing's going to move and get down with an AOD overdrive.
Nice.
So 9-inch rear end. I think we stayed with a 350 gear. He's going to, and it's a positive. He's going to, he's going to hook and book. Well, he's going to peel rubber.
Nice little shop update, y'all. What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? Oh, and make sure you what?
Like, comment, share, subscribe. Please hit the bell.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your support. Hey, my name's Jim Speed Shop. You're watching American Garage TV. And again, we appreciate you watching. Check out our other videos and ones to come. So, adios.